What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've only been doing this for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and I posted a video the other day. Tom Brokaw explains Canada to Americans, and it was a great video. I enjoyed watching and reacting to it, but I got overwhelming response to it from you. It's got 26,000 views and counting so far, and almost 400 comments. And I'm just shocked and overwhelmed with the response, and I am very thankful. And today is, I understand, Canadian Thanksgiving, so I'm giving thanks to all of you who have done what I really wanted for this channel. You commented, you gave me thoughtful insight and information, constructive criticism on some of the things I got wrong, which is, perfectly acceptable. I welcome that. And started a conversation among each other, which is really what I wanted for this. So, on this day of Thanksgiving in Canada, I'm giving thanks to all of you. I've got my little Canada moose that I bought my daughter in 2014 when I was in Toronto at the gift shop at the CN Tower, so I've got him for good luck today. And I'm going to be doing a reaction to Canadian Thanksgiving, so let's get to it. And again, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you, and I am thankful for my Canadian brothers and sisters. Thank you.
For the story behind Thanksgiving, you can expect an answer along the lines of the Pilgrims
Yum,
fleeing
yum, yum,
religious
yum.
persecution and celebrating their first harvest in the New World while grabbing some dinner with Native Americans. But if you ask a Canadian about
not turkey.
Canadian Thanksgiving, you'll probably get a, I don't know. So hello, welcome to Nerdy and Quirky. Here's some cool history on Canadian Thanksgiving. Now the confusion isn't
Really, is that right? You would get an I don't know? Let me know. Drop a comment.
because your local Canadian is particularly ignorant. It's because Canadian
I think that's Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Thanksgiving is a mess. The story that might best parallel American tradition occurred in 1578, 43 years before that dinner in Plymouth. You see, Sir Martin Frobisher and his pals were trying to find the Northwest Passage connecting Europe and Eastern Asia. But like a lot of people, he ended up in Canada, in what is modern-day Newfoundland. He was like, geez, I am so thankful we're not dead after crossing the ocean, so he threw the first Canadian Thanksgiving. Except instead of turkey, they ate salt beef, biscuits, and mushy peas. Around this
Hey, nothing wrong with salt beef. I'm a huge fan of corned beef, pastrami, anything like that. Yum, yum,
time,
yum.
there were actually a bunch of things
peas, not so much.
happening for various reasons, from general gratitude to religion to harvest celebrations. But there wasn't anything particularly universal about the celebration, and they probably weren't very much like ours. But by the mid-18th century, American Thanksgiving was thriving and Canadians were slowly picking it up, especially in 1859, when Canada wasn't even a country, but the Protestant clergy demanded a day designated for Thanksgiving and prayer. But it
I mean, it's interesting that the Canadian colonists started doing it before even in Plymouth, but I think the idea of Thanksgiving celebrations is much older than that, probably millennia old. I think a lot of societies around the world from very early times celebrated harvest festivals of some kind and gave thanks to whatever deity or religion they were practicing. So, this doesn't surprise me that you would have parallel Thanksgivings in the fall in the new colonies over here.
was still a religious holiday. Thanksgiving went secular on April 5, 1872, when King Edward VII recovered from an illness. By 1879, Thanksgiving was an annual government-sanctioned holiday. Interestingly, the date was uniquely determined each year. Sometimes it coincided with American Thanksgiving on the fourth Thursday of November, sometimes it landed in October, and sometimes it landed in December. But then in
So why the variation? I'm just curious. I happen to have been born the day before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. My birthday falls on that this year, so I will be eating turkey and maybe put some birthday candles and pumpkin pie.
1921, the world had something big to be thankful for. The end of the war. So starting that year, Thanksgiving and Armistice Day were celebrated together, the first Monday in the week of November 11th. This continued until 1931 when Parliament, the Canadian government, wanted to refocus on veterans. So November 11th became Remembrance Day, while Thanksgiving got bumped to the second Monday in October, which is coincidentally the same day as Columbus Day.
And we have the same Veterans Day, you know, tied to the same, you know, event, obviously the end of World War II. I'm sorry, World War I. And I remember my grandmother even calling it Armistice Day back in the day because she was old-fashioned. But today is Columbus Day in the United States, and a lot of people now are object to that characterization since he wasn't the most friendly person to the natives that were already living here, and so it's been redesignated in a lot of places as Native American Day. Or no, I'm sorry, Indigenous Peoples Day.
In America, but screw Columbus, am I right? The second Monday makes sense because it's around harvest time in Canada, which is the traditional.
Yeah, it was pretty
purpose of
bad. It was pretty bad.
And by this point, Canadian Thanksgiving basically has all of the same talking points as American Thanksgiving, just without the pilgrims. And for the most part, we celebrate pretty similarly. We see family, we fight family, we have turkey, although sometimes not. The biggest difference besides the date is that the holiday isn't observed as universal.
You dread crazy Uncle Jed coming over and ruining the dinner for everybody like us Americans?
As it seems to be in the States. For example, Quebec, a predominantly French province with a Catholic history, don't care as much because of the Protestant origins of the holiday. In other provinces like Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland and Labrador don't even recognize Thanksgiving as a statutory holiday. Nonetheless, I'm from Ontario, where we are all about Turkey Day, and let me just say that I am most thankful for sponsor time.
And what I'm thankful for is all of you. So on this Thanksgiving, from my family to yours,
Happy Thanksgiving!